Hello again, and today I'm going to be drawing a plush with not too much fur. It's not too furry, it's just got enough to give it shading and things. Not got much colour, so that would be good for doing the shading. I'm going to draw it first and then watercolour it afterwards, as long as I don't change my mind and do something completely different. So we'll try and stick to the plan, and I am using, it's Crawford and Black. It's a cheap make. I don't know if it's cheap. It's cheap in price. And you get it from the Works. I normally get stuff from the range, but the Works has some fantastic offers, half price on many things. So that's the paper I'm using. It's watercolour paper, it says. I've taped it down with masking tape so that it doesn't bend and bow. I have one line drawn in, which is the size of a picture frame I've got. So I don't want to go over that, just in case it's good enough to frame. And on the inside, I have also drew another square so that I can just concentrate on this square, because Bunny may fit, and then he might just be a little bit too big and go over. It doesn't matter if it goes over this one, but it does matter if it goes over the one that's the edge of the frame. So I'm going to stick in the middle, and then we can put background or shadings of colours. So let's get his ear down and let's decide how we're going to go. Just going to start off drawing the rough shape. So there's the top of his head. There's one ear. There's the other ear. His head's round and comes out like this. He's a very jolly looking little bunny. And I will just continue with the shape. Basic outline put in. If you're not very confident at doing outlines, you should practice. So practice and try it. But if it's not working for you and you're just doing this to learn texture and shading, then you can always take a photo of him, put your little grid thing on your phone or a piece of grid over him, put it on your piece of paper, and just get your outline parts in the right part of the picture so that it turns out like this has turned out. And then concentrate on the fur and the shading, and just practice your outlines while you sketch random things, rather than trying to practice your outlines on a piece you want to finish. Right, okay, he's got a big smile on his face, and as cute as that is, I want him to look more appealing by not being quite so happy, but looking like he's lost. So instead of that, I'll show you his, instead of that upturned little mouth there that he's got, this one, I'm going to give him a sad face. And then pick out the bits where there's going to be darker shading. So still not doing detail yet, but just putting some dark parts there. It just helps you get your head around the shape a bit more than just the outline. So we're putting some dark parts there, around here. He's got a little crease in his ear where the seam is, and if you put that in quite predominantly, even more than it actually is on him, it will make your picture look like it's a plush and that you're not trying to do a real rabbit. And so he's got shading under here because that's where the joints are. Got shading underneath his chin, and he's got a big shadow under here where his arm joins his body, and he's got a little gap in there, and then here's his leg. And of course where he's sitting, I need to think of the background, because at the minute he's just sitting on my table, And I don't want him sitting on a table. I'm going to do flowers. I'll do flowers. I might change my mind. Right, anyway, we've got this far. And I don't want to bore you. So I'll tell you what we'll do now. We will make this a little bit more. We'll just make the outline first. Go around the outline with small little tufty bits. Not actually looking at him now for doing this because he's a very, very straight like that. And I want him to look a bit scruffier, like he's got a character and he's lost and dishevelled and he's been and had a hard life. So I'll carry on with that all the way around and then we'll see what point we're at next. Right, he has a little seam up the middle of his tummy, so I want to put that in. That would help with the impression that he is a plushie and not a bunny. There we go. And then I can start thinking about the actual texture, which, as we're doing it watercolour, there's going to be a lot of colour over it, but we can put in texture where his ear has there's texture, but his ear has a little fold in it there, so there's shadow there. So instead of just doing shading, we're using the fur texture, just put a lot extra in there, so that looks like there is a little crease there. And then under here, there's lots of shading. So we use his fur texture to emphasize that. And then make it very, very light there. And on this side, it's almost invisible because the light's shining so much on his pale fur. So just put in a few little dots like that. And we'll just do the same all over. Everywhere you see a shadow, like under here. Don't look at the actual rabbit, look at the actual shade of the shape. And if there is a big lump of shade, like there is here, put lots of shade in and don't think about the rabbit. Just concentrate on that's dark, that bit's darker than that bit, and then under here is darker again. Just focus on the actual shade. And we're doing the texture, so we don't have to think about that too much. It's very simple little lines of fur. And I'll continue that all over. Now while you're doing this, you want to be thinking also, like when you shade an apple and it's round, so even though there might not be that much shading looking like it anyway on this little bunny here, if you really accentuate that fur around the rounded parts like this paw here, it will make it stand out and look more three-dimensional and give him the form that he should have. And although I'm only doing little tiny lines here, you can do, if you want him to look like he's a little bit matted, do little V shapes like this as well. So he looks like he's not brand new and he's got little matted bits of fur. Make sure they go in the direction that they are supposed to go in. Curl around the arm and it will work. And also if you go too dark, you can always get a rubber and go, oh, I want this bit a bit lighter. And there you go, you've highlighted it. So we're nearly done on this part with the pencil. So I'll just get on with finishing the rest of it in the way I've told you. So that's all the furry bits put on. I have thought about what I'm going to do. I'm just going to have him sitting in maybe some flowers and some leaves, and so he looks like he's just lost in the park. And we'll just have them all around him like he's in a flower bed. That is going to take me a very, very long time. So I will do that separately to the watercolour, which I will get now. I'm going to paint him with I know he's cream, let's not forget, here we go. I'm going to paint him with a blue tone to him, because else there's nothing really, it would just be too boring. So here we go. I have got a very, very thin blue wash here that I'm just putting on in the darkest areas first, because then I might thin it down even more for the lighter areas. But it's blue, so I think he should be blue because he's lost and he's sad. You see where I've left that, where I've just put some water on there and let the blue blend in a little bit. Now I'll go back to doing blue in the darker areas. Keep the blue as it is in the darker areas, that where his little tummy sticks out and the sunshine shines on it there. Same again. Don't worry about these extra bits because I'm going to put flowers in everywhere. Just put water there. There we go. So he looks like he's actually round. Same here, put all that in there. At the bottom, shadow at the bottom, lighter on the top of his foot. And the same with this one. And he's blue. He's a blue bunny. And just a little bit of water up there to show that it's not just paper left behind. This arm's getting a lot of sunshine. It's coming straight down on it, so I'm hardly putting blue there at all. Around his chin is blue. And his little whiskers there. And then we'll get lighter towards the top of his head, because the sun shines. Even if it's not the sun shining, even if he's in a horrible garage with just one little window and a tiny little bit of daylights or lamplight is hitting him, it just also shows that he's actually sitting up, because light normally comes from above. Right, that's his little bit of shading. I could add a little bit of purple into that blue as it slowly starts to dry, and this is where you get the actual effects of the watercolour moving. I don't want it to be very, very wet so that it goes into the white areas, but enough for it to move and not look like I've just put it on afterwards. So it can move a little bit, spread around in the darkest places. A little bit of purple there. So as I've done in blue and purple, all these little flowers I'm going to do around the outside, I guess I'm going to have to do them orange and yellow, which I don't mind because orange is my favourite colour. Okay, I'll leave him to dry while I start colouring in the flowers. Paper's buckling a little bit there, so I have to pick it up because that bit's supposed to be light, but where it's buckling, it's running that purple down into it. He's going to have a little pink nose, a little red nose, but I'll put that in afterwards, else it will just spread into his face at the moment, and you don't want that as we've got this far. A bit more blue in this arm up here a bit. Just have that bit with the light. Okay. I've put in lots and lots of flowers, very, very faintly, and rubbed over them if they came up too hard. I'm taking out this inside line that I originally did so that my little rabbit didn't go over the border of my picture frame size. And now I've got watercolour, and I did say I was going to do these flowers oranges and yellows because of how blue the little fella was. On the big ones I will do sort of detail where you leave little white bits so it looks like they're shining. But on the small ones I'm just going to colour in a lot of yellow and orangey kind of colour to make it just give you the illusion that there's lots of flowers there, because the actual picture is supposed to be of this little rabbit and not a detailed floral piece. So that's what I've got at the minute. It's going to be like this. So I'll continue with that. Right, so I've done the flowers. I've watercoloured over them and put this background on. He's in a very bright, happy place, but he's not a happy bunny. And I will go over his little features now that he's dried out, and we'll give him a much more darker mouth there so it stands out, and the little nose part. And I was going to do this nose pink. I think I still will now that it's dry, but I want it to look like it's stitched on so that he definitely is a plushy bunny and I'm not trying to draw a real bunny. So we've got a pink here, the kind of reddy pink. Put a bit of that on his nose. Give him a bit of colour. There we go. Poor little fella. And that's it. Pretty much how I would leave it. Yep. I don't want to make the flowers look like they stand out. I just want them to be in the background. So they are still wet and they will blend with that background juice that I put on and just look like he's sitting in a patch of flowers. Someone's dropped him in the park and he's sad and he's lost. And then when someone finds him, he looks like this. Bye bye.